Field Notes from Inside the Build. Episode 3. Why I'm adding structure. This week felt busy in a very specific way. Not frantic, not chaotic. Busy in a way that forces you to keep recalibrating where your attention goes. As the work becomes more complex, I'm starting to add more structure to these notes. Not to overproduce them, but to help me think clearly as the journey shifts. Going live Monday was a marker. We went live with the new website design, exactly as planned. There was a quiet excitement in seeing it live, not launch day hype, but the satisfaction of forward motion. The site was up, running, and public. It is not perfect. There are design features to fix and flows to improve, but it was live, and that mattered more than polish. Shipping publicly, even with known imperfections, continues to reinforce an important lesson. Momentum matters. A new team. This week also marked the formal start of a new trial. A new team began a 6-week trial of the product. They had been on an early trial since the last week of last year, but this felt more intentional. They are our second local team and a medium-sized, reputable firm. The kind of customer that can genuinely help us move toward product-market fit. I scheduled a welcome email for Monday morning and then noticed it was set for the afternoon. A small thing, but timing matters. I rescheduled it for Tuesday morning and added more guidance to help them get started. My intention is simple. Serve them well. Be responsive. Support them properly. At the same time, I am conscious of not being too eager. This team could represent real traction, and I want to stay attentive without hovering. Coaching and calling. I also met with my sales coach this week. We reviewed feedback from recent calling efforts. Some conversations went well, others stalled. Some were unclear. The coaching was practical. How to frame conversations better, how to listen more carefully, how to avoid talking past what a prospect is actually trying to say. Calling this week felt uneven. I am logging activity in HubSpot, but I do not yet have a smooth system. That will take time. There are also narrow windows to make calls. Mornings are for the East. Afternoons are for the West. It is progress, but not yet rhythm. Leads and results. I followed up with 6 hot leads this week. I signed one. That is not a great result on paper, but I am still satisfied. The others did not say no. They simply did not respond. That still leaves room to move. This phase requires patience. Selling progress looks different than building progress. I remain optimistic. Product tension. On the product side, we did not complete the final planned feature this week. Something about it did not feel right. The flow was heavier and less intuitive than the rest of the system. Rather than force it through, we paused. We will try again next week. This is the tension of this phase. The longer the build continues, the less time there is for product-market fit work. But shipping something that feels wrong creates its own cost. Understanding customer usage. One insight became clearer after calling current customers. None of them were unhappy. They simply had not been using the system as much. Not because it failed them, but because they had fewer new files. They use the system when work appears, not continuously. That distinction matters. It reshapes how I think about engagement and what product-market fit actually looks like. This is insight you only get through conversations. Where things stand. So this is where things stand. The website is live. A new team is onboarding. Calling continues, uneven but moving forward. The build continues, even as its window narrows. The complexity is increasing, but so is clarity. The build goes on, and so does the journey.